Lately, I have had so many people come to me telling me that they have had their accounts hacked. They have told me that they have made mistakes, they've been phished in some way, and there has been a couple of instances where the players didn't actually realize they could do a few things to try and get themselves back on track a little bit quicker. So in this video, we're going to cover that, and I want to talk about a couple of things and then move on to ways that you can kind of start rebuilding as well if you just didn't really have any idea what to do. So that being said, hopefully nobody actually needs this video, but if you do need it right now, then I hope it helps. And if you guys watching it anyway do find it useful in the future, which I hope you don't, but if you do, then that's good. And hopefully it just makes that recovery process a little bit easier. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so like I said, quite a few people have messaged me lately. Like, when I say quite a few, I'm probably talking about like 12 people-ish, around about that, have messaged me in the last month or two saying that their account has been hacked, they've fallen victim to like a phishing thing, they know where they've messed up, or people are just saying, I have no idea what I've done, where I've messed up and stuff. And there's been a couple of times I've said, you didn't click on anything on Twitch, did you? You didn't click on any links in your email or anything like that, and then log in and all that sort of stuff. And there's a few people that said, oh crap, yeah, okay. And it seems like there's a lot of people getting phished at the moment. It really does. Now, there's other ways people get hacked as well, but the phishing one is the easiest one for me to explain really quickly so you guys can avoid it. The phishing thing is basically people will send out spam emails, or they'll put a website up somewhere, or they'll try and do like a giveaway on YouTube or something like that and advertise it in game. Anything dodgy like this that's going to give you something or try and get you to click on a link and log into a fake website is basically what a phishing attempt is. For example, the most common one I see is going to probably be the YouTube giveaway one, and this one actually tends to get quite a lot of newer players, which is kind of silly that they're focusing on newer players, but you know, it is what it is. What they'll do is they'll advertise a YouTube giveaway. There'll be a link in the description on there, and it tells you to just log in through to the actual page, and you do that, and then when you do that, it'll ask for like your PIN number and stuff. And these are designed to get people who just aren't really focusing, or who have had like a long day, they're tired and then like half asleep, or maybe people are drunk, maybe people have like, I don't know, you're just having a bad day, right? You log in, you enter your bank PIN, and you're like, oh crap, what have I just done? By which time it is too late. These happen in other ways as well, such as people sending emails saying that someone's trying to recover your account, someone has changed your password. If you did not do this, please click here and recover your account. So you see an email saying your account has had its password changed, and you know you didn't do this, and you're like, oh, what the frick? Okay, so you click on the link and you try and log in, and you don't check that the site's actually real. It asks for your login details, it asks for your bank PIN, it asks for your authenticator, and you put them all in, and suddenly nothing happens. And there you go. Your account is gone. You've given them everything they need to log in and steal your stuff. So that's what a phishing attempt is. They'll give you anything and hope that you do click through and that you do enter your details and stuff like that. Now, most people won't fall for this, but on a bad day, when you're really, really tired, when you're maybe like unwell or something, you've been at work for like 18 hours, or you're just having a bad day and you're not focusing, you see that password recovery attempt and you're like, what the frick? Right, let me just quickly fix this, and then you messed up. So it happens. It's designed that way, and that's what it is. Let's keep an eye out for that. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is, can you get your items back if you've screwed up somehow and this has happened? Will Jagex help? So the interesting one for me lately is I've had two answers about this. Will Jagex help you when you've been hacked? I've had two answers across all these people, and because there's been so many people, it has actually given me the opportunity to see those two answers, and it is really quite bizarre to me. Sometimes Jagex are telling the players that, sorry, if you've been hacked, we cannot return items. We are not able to do this. And then other times they are just saying, okay, yep, sure, let's figure out what you had and let's see if we can match it and let's return your items to you. So it has been very interesting for me to see this. Now, I want to make something clear. Yes, on RuneScape 3, Jagex can help return items. They may not always do it. If they can prove that you have been hacked, if they can see that, and they can confirm that yes, you were hacked, all these items were gone, then they likely will help you out. However, if they can't, then that may be the times that they don't. So there has been some times that they don't do this, but in most situations I've seen they do. On old school RuneScape, this is not possible. They will not return any items if you lose items, if you get hacked. If something is gone, it is gone forever. That is how it is. It says this on the website. When you try and reclaim lost items, there is literally something on the page that says we can do a lost item reclaim, for RuneScape 3, but we cannot do this for old school, and that is the way it is. However, we have still had players coming to me saying that they have contacted Jagex, they have asked them about returning items, and they've told them they cannot do this. This is incorrect, this is false. I don't know why they are being told this. It is still something that you should try and do at least, and something that has been done in the past for many, many people. And I know recently a few of my friends have had lots and lots of money returned to them. Not just money, but like components for perks and party hats and everything. So this is still worth doing. What you want to do is, if you do get hacked and you do lose a lot of items, you may contact customer support in some way. And if you've spoken to them and they've told you that you cannot do this, you want to go to the web page and you want to submit a lost item ticket claim. This will put you in the right path to getting your items back, as these are the people that actually deal with it, and these are the people that can and will return your items, as long as they can confirm that it actually happened. Obviously, you guys just make it very clear. You can't just go to this and tell them that you've lost stuff and you haven't. You can't just trade the stuff off to your alt and tell them that you've lost stuff. They will be able to tell. They will know that this is not true, and you can get in a lot of trouble. I'm pretty sure you can get banned for doing this if you are trying to trick the system and get free stuff here. So please only submit a ticket claim if you genuinely have lost items in a real way, and you haven't just, you know, traded it off and been like, okay, we'll pretend I've been hacked. This will backfire. You will get in trouble. That being said, through this way, I have had plenty of people tell me that they have had party hats returned. They have had most of their gear returned. They have had most of their money returned. They do return items for hacked accounts here, as long as they can prove that it is what you're saying. Now, what tends to happen is they will get back in touch with you. They will explain that they are looking into it, and they can either confirm or deny whether your account has been hacked. And then they usually ask for a list of items, as close as you can possibly remember to what is missing. You will have to write out this list of items. You will have to write it as close as you can possibly remember, and then they will cross-check this to confirm whether these items were on your account or not. At least I assume that's what they're doing. And then they return whatever they can that confirm was on your account, or if they can't, then that item will be lost. I don't know how they do this. I assume they just have some sort of records on the system or whatever. That's my assumption of it. But just in the safe side, and I highly doubt this makes a difference, but just in case, don't delete all your placeholders out of anger. Yeah, don't do that. Just in case. You don't know. Maybe that placeholder of your party hat is going to be the thing that gets a return to you. Just in case. I'm not saying that's how it works. It probably isn't. It probably isn't. But just don't do that. That being said, lost item ticket reclaims have worked for people most times when they have genuinely been hacked and they have actually been able to get a list close to what they've actually lost. So don't try and slip some extra things into your list. Don't do that. They will probably be able to tell if you do that. Just write genuinely what you can remember that you've lost and just write it down. And I believe they ask for perks. I believe they ask for all this other stuff. So just work with Jagex. Be kind to the customer support people that are contacting you. Be nice, be patient. And yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do about getting back as much as possible. The next thing that I wanted to mention is, do keep in mind that if you do get hacked and you were someone who had a really high level account, you've lost billions in gear and stuff, chances are you actually retained a few billion of this work that you've actually put in. Now, what I'm talking about here is the abilities and things that were now untradeable because of the fact that you've consumed, say, an ability codex like Greater Ricochet. Greater Ricochet itself is 1 billion GP that the hackers cannot take from you. Your account will keep that forever. The same goes for Appraisal Codex if you've consumed any of those to tier 99 curses. And these are all things that will absolutely help you in recovering your account in the sense of rebuilding and making more GP. Let's say, for example, that Jagex cannot return absolutely anything to you because they cannot confirm that this actually happened, that you actually have those items. It's a sad time, but it is what it is. Well, keep in mind that you still have these. You still have the tier 99 curses, which are, I believe, at 700 mil a pop. You still have the Greater Ricochet, which is over 1 billion GP. You have Greater Chain if you already have that. All these things that you do have are things you no longer need to buy back again to rebuild with Great Concentrate Blast. All of these things, you don't need to do that. And rebuilding with them is going to make your life a lot easier, because in the past, when you did the rebuild or the grind up to actually having money, you didn't have these. You didn't have Great Concentrate Blast to kill all these low-level bosses and make your first load of bang. To get Greater Ricochet in the past, you didn't have Great Concentrated Blast, you didn't have all the other stuff, you didn't have the tier 99 curses possibly. So You have that now, and killing those bosses again and regrinding all that for the like beginning bit is gonna be a lot quicker, a hell of a lot quicker, because you've got these massive buffs. Keep that in mind, because yes, you may have lost billions in gear, but screw those guys. They cannot take away your buffs. You cannot take away my upgrades to my stuff that I've consumed, damn it. But at least you have that. Hang on to that and use that to rebuild. In which case, now we're going to talk about a few ways that you could start rebuilding at the very, very early game to get you going very quickly. Okay, so if you're going to rebuild an account, how would I go about doing it if I was someone who, let's say, was a max player with a ton of gear that you've just lost? You've lost billions of GP, rip. What would you do to rebuild? My suggestion would obviously be, if you're a PVMer, then get into PVM as quickly as you can. Now, to get actually back into good like PVM, making a good amount of money, it's going to be pretty simple. Get Ganodermic armor, get the tier 85 wand and orb, and get to PVMing. Obviously, Animate Dead is going to get nerfed soon, but it's still going to help out a ton when this actually drops and stuff. It's still going to be a way that you probably can just get to and kill most bosses in the game with this. That being said, in the description, I'm going to do a couple of things. I am going to link my rebuild series that I did for a hacked rerun a little while ago, and then I'm also going to link the RS Guys video in there as well, so you can check his video out too on how he did it. So this is going to have two different perspectives. He is an incredibly good PVMer, and I am a pretty average PVMer. So you can look at it from those sort of levels and see what he did, see what I did, and take inspiration from those. But some things you can do, which I'm pretty sure wasn't included in either of them, but I'm not 100% sure, is you could do things like Frost Dragons if you get yourself some money early on. You can do things like the Giant Mimic, the beginner mode. It's still like 15 million GP an hour. It is really good for someone who has no gear almost whatsoever. Very simple to do. Then, of course, aim for things like Carapac normal mode. Getting a Great Concentrated Blast is going to be huge. And then one thing I would definitely suggest that you do, actually ask to do, is if you're in a clan, hopefully the hacker didn't like leave the clan. That would be a complete dick move. It does happen though, and if it does, just contact the person who runs the clan or anyone and ask them to get you back in there. I'm sure they will. Or if you're in a Discord server for the clan, then that's your way back in as well. But being in the clan is super helpful. Not saying ask for handouts. Do not do this. Don't go in the clan and just be like, hey, I've been hacked. Can people give me money? That will look really bad. People will be very suspicious about that, and I wouldn't blame them. As a clan owner, I would probably be messaging you saying, yo, don't do that. Like, you can absolutely ask for help from people, but don't ask for money from people. And what I mean by this is, ask them to take you to places like Raksha in a duo. Ask them to go and do some PVM in a group with you and explain that my gear is pretty bad though at the moment because I've been hacked. I don't want handouts though. I just want you guys to maybe like help me, drag me through a few bosses, and then we can split the loot at the end. People will probably be more than happy to do that. I would be more than happy to do that if I had spare time. I will drag your ass through a Raksha duo to help you maybe get a split at the end of that. As long as you're putting the effort in and like whatever, then that's absolutely fine. But yeah, there's many ways to make money in the game. I would suggest looking up YouTube guides and stuff like that. But things like Frost Dragons can be really good money, very, very little effort. You can buy Anti-Fire now, Super Anti-Fire on the Grand Exchange. The Giant Mimic in beginner mode is super, super easy. Lava Strike Worms, not too difficult either. You can grab yourself the Hellfire Bow if need be. Carapac normal mode is great money. Glacier normal mode is great money. And then of course, once you've got your basic gear, you could maybe go and duo like next with someone. You could maybe go duo Raksha. You can run elite dungeons and stuff, and it's going to be a grind to get back up there. It absolutely is. So I do hope that your lost item claim does go through, but get started off with those sort of things. You can get money pretty easily for like being able to do Frost Dragons and Mimic. Just go pick some cabbages for a little bit or something. Pick up some cabbages, sell them off, and then go ahead and buy cheap gear for doing Mimic and Frost Dragons, and then use that money to get yourself a tier 85 wand, and then off you go to kill any boss you want, pretty much. But those are the paths that I would likely take, and I may make a video soon again where I'll do like one video on how I would recover my account from completely being hacked to having enough money to start rebuilding again on like a max account with all of the thing and using combat. And then I may do a non-combat version of that too. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, and if so, then I will do it on stream, and then we'll edit that up for a video. Anyway, I hope that none of you guys ever actually need this video, but if you do, here it is, and I hope that it does help. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any questions and you want to ask me directly, my DMs on Discord are always open. There's a link for that in the description too. That being said, we are at the end of the video. I'm not going to do a massive outro because the video is long as hell. Channel members, Patreon subs, thank you all so much, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And even everybody who's just watched the video this far, and maybe you've left a like as well. I appreciate all of you guys too. And I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.